after your topic sentence comes the heart of your paragraph, the evidence and the analysis. Now, these two terms are a little bit hard to define because they somewhat vary based on the paper, but I'll try and express it as clearly as I can for you today. So, let's look at evidence first. Evidence is the proof. Evidence is the examples, the explanations. This is where you take whatever that main point is in your topic sentence and you provide me with proof of it. How do I know that that main point is true? Now, sometimes this evidence is a little bit more of your ideas. For example, in reflection papers, your evidence might be the things you learned or wrestled with in a course or a book. But more often than not in academic papers, this is where you're going to bring in your quotations and your paraphrases, where you're going to look at the examples from a text or from your research and see how it proves the points of your paragraphs and your paper as a whole. So a paragraph on Hamlet's soliloquies might take a line out of one of those soliloquies and elaborate on it in more detail. A paragraph that's supposed to express the methodology for a psychology case study is going to go through each of the steps of your method. What were the different things you did to pull off your experiment or your test? But evidence on its own is not enough, because this is just proof. This is just a list of facts if this is all we have. What we need to turn it into a paper with an argument and something that's being presented is we need an analysis. An analysis is how your evidence proves your main point. How your evidence proves your main point. So you can't just provide me an example of heroic feats in the Odyssey without telling me how or why those feats were heroic. What about it made it a heroic experience? The analysis is going to tie the evidence back to the main point of your paragraph, and sometimes even your entire thesis, so that your paper goes from just being a collection of facts into an actual argument that's trying to prove something. To illustrate, let's take a look again at our topic sentence for the camping example. There are many reasons why camping is a better vacation option than going to a resort. That's our main point. And if we're going to figure out what's the evidence here, because we want to figure out the evidence, the thing we're focusing is on the reasons. What are those reasons, the evidence, the proofs about why camping is better than going to a resort? So we're going to do one of those exercises again. In a moment, I want you to pause the video and come up with 2 or 3 reasons why you think that camping makes for a better vacation option than going to a resort. And if that's not your opinion, I still want you to come up with something. Try and think through why it could be better to go camping. So pause the video and come up with some of the evidence for us. All right, I'm sure you've all come up with incredible reasons. I'm just going to focus on one for now. So this is the one that I came up with. The first reason is that, compared to resorts, camping is inexpensive. So there's our evidence right there. We are being told one of the reasons, one of the proofs for why camping is better than going to a resort. But that's not enough. We can't just say second, it's blah, 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 blah. We need to now analyze it. We need to express why camping is more inexpensive. Because some of you might be thinking, well, I don't know, camping seems kind of expensive to me because you have to buy the tent and always you have to buy the food and you have to get like your sleeping gear and sometimes it gets really hot and sometimes it gets really cold. So that adds up. So let's analyze it. Let's express why this first reason is valid for backing up your topic sentence. It is true that you have to spend lots of money at first to buy all the camping gear, but after that, you can take multiple vacations at little cost. Do you hear it? We've actually dealt with the counter-argument here. We've talked about the fact that camping can feel expensive on the front end, but in the long run, camping is a much less expensive vacation option, which is what makes it better. We have analyzed how the evidence proves the point. Now, please don't let the big font here deceive you. This on its own is not a paragraph. This is only 3 sentences. If you're going to write a paragraph, as we talked about before, you need to have more than this. Often paragraphs are going to have 2 or 3 or 4 pieces of evidence, each with their own analysis backing it up. But it isn't always necessarily this cookie cutter. There are going to be times where you're going to have 2 pieces of evidence back to back, and then you provide an analysis about both of them. Or sometimes you might provide 1 piece of evidence only, but a much lengthier analysis because you just need that much more time to express how that evidence proves the point. Both of these options are fine as long as you're doing it strategically, as long as you are making sure that you have evidence and then you analyze it within that paragraph to back it up. That's what your professors are looking for when you're writing papers, and that's going to help build the argumentation well. You express the main point at the beginning, and then you provide the evidence and the analysis to back it up.